What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this late Thursday evening Anfield Agenda news roundup. We've just finished tonight's late night agenda, and again, rather than have you guys sift through a 2-hour stream to get the notes, I'm going to bring them to you over the next 8 to 10 minutes. So, as always, we want to know your thoughts on the lack of activity in this summer's transfer window. Feel free to let us know in the comments section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So let's talk about the things that have been concluded. Sepp van den Berg is a Brentford player. That's a £20 million deal with, I believe, $5 million in add-ons. He decided that he didn't want to stay around at Liverpool and be a bench warmer, so wanted to go and follow and back himself in his career. I've no problem with that. Wish him all the best with the remainder of his career. What annoys me, though, I'll move on to in a moment, but another departure confirmed today after 3 years at the football club was Bobby Clark, who joined RB Salzburg. Again, Bobby said a goodbye post on social media talking about the 3 years he's had at the club, and I have to say this one particularly stings because I don't see the reason for selling Bobby Clark. I think Bobby Clark looks like a cracking young footballer, never looked out of place when he's been on the pitch, and the fact that he felt like he had to leave Liverpool Football Club to just try get game time is a bit of an indictment, especially when we're supposed to be that club that gives opportunities. So that's Bobby Clark gone out the door, Sepp van den Berg gone out the door, Fabio Carvalho gone out the door, and KOSTAS Tsimikas, well, he might be going out the door as well, but on loan. Reports coming out of Olympiacos' fan site suggest that maybe KOSTAS could be going back to Olympiacos on loan for the upcoming campaign. Now, all I can think of here is that Liverpool must have a target they want at left back, and maybe getting KOSTAS' wages off the books could help out a bit there. But again, I would suggest it is insanity if you leave yourself with one left back. And that's all we'd have, is Andy Robertson, who's already shown that he's picking up some more injuries than he used to. This, for me, feels like the final kick in the nuts in this window if it happens from FSG. On top of that, Stefan Bajcetic could be going on loan. Celta Vigo have been mentioned as being a potential destination for Stefan. I think that's absolutely fine. He does need game time. He missed the whole season last year. He does need to build back up that match rhythm. And I think maybe going back to the club where it all started from him will give him a benefit and a boost. So keep an eye on that situation over the last couple of days of the window. There's a report from Sport over in Spain as well to say Barcelona did make an attempt to sign Luis Diaz. However, Liverpool have told them they will only entertain discussions for a fee of over £64 million, and Barca have been forced to move on to other targets and are now considering Kingsley Coman and Federico Chiesa. Now, again, why is it not that there is no number? Why would we even consider a fee this late in the window for Diaz? I don't know. I really don't know the answer to it, because we're supposed to believe that we'd be able to replace him in a heartbeat, but over the course of 2.5 months or 2 and a bit months, we haven't been able to get one signing in. Not one. Now, it looks like we may get a signing over the line for next summer, which of course is Georgi Mamardashvili, who it looks like will move from Valencia to Liverpool after he goes back to Valencia on loan for this upcoming season. I think a few little details, according to reports, need to be ironed out. Liverpool want Valencia to cover the majority, if not all, of his wages for the year, and Valencia will not provide a loan fee to Liverpool, which is probably why the transfer fee may be a little bit lower than Valencia initially wanted. So I'm okay with all of that. As I've said many times, bringing in another goalkeeper and future-proofing against Alisson Becker's departure, I don't see any issues with that. I do, however, see issues with what Mr. Ornstein was quoted as saying on the overlap. Let me just read it out to you and we'll go from there. So, David Ornstein was speaking about the centre-back situation at Liverpool and said, what you do pick up in conversations is that Liverpool are looking at that position, centre-back, but it would take some departures and probably both Gomez and Van den Berg. So let me just break that down. We as Liverpool fans are supposed to believe that in order to get back to having just the bare minimum amount of centre-backs, which would be 4 if Gomez and Van den Berg went, that's what it's going to take for us to sign a centre-back. We've already moved on the 5th choice in Sepp van den Berg. He was the cover. He's been moved on. Now we're in trouble. Now we have no depth. One injury and we're in serious trouble. And that's accounting for Joe Gomez being able to be versatile. So if Joe was to be moved on as well, we're going backwards twice to take one small step forward. It doesn't make any sense. Ask any football fan who supports a club that plays in the Champions League or at the top tier of European football if 4 centre-backs is going to be enough. The answer is no, particularly when one of them is 33 in Virgil, who has to be rotated, but we don't really have options. One of them is Ibrahim Kanade, who's shown a shakiness and a penchant for picking up a couple of muscle strains and injuries. Then we've got young Jarrell Kwanzaa, who again is only starting out on his career and needs to be progressed. That's it. So if we sell Joe Gomez, we've 3 centre-backs, one of them out of contract at the end of the season, who's our captain, and we're supposed to believe that that's what's necessary for Liverpool just to bring in a centre-back? Let me go all the way back to the start of this transfer window. Pick a journalist, doesn't matter who it was. David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, Paul Joyce, James Pearce, doesn't matter. All of them, myself included, even though I'm not a journalist, but myself included in what I'm about to say, believed and got the message that it was 3 signings we were looking to do in this window. A central midfielder, a centre-back, and a utility forward. Not one of those have been addressed, other than the fact that we tried and failed to bring in Martin Zubimendi, and then what we got was the age-old excuse of, it's him or no one, there's nobody else on planet Earth that's good enough. It took us 3 years to find this guy, we messed up on it, but hey-ho, we're going to have to start again. So what we're seeing right now is Liverpool moving wages off the wage book, bringing in money, and look like they're trying to recoup the outlay of €90 million or £90 million net that we spent last year. For a new manager that was handpicked by the owners, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, to come in and be successful. Nothing about this window screams success. Nothing. Whether we get anything done in the remainder of the window or not, it looks like it's going to be that opportunistic word again, rather than actual strategic planning. I'm open to being wrong on this, but when are we going to wake up? How many days is it going to take without activity before maybe it dawns on us that they pulled the wool over our eyes again? That another summer transfer window's been and gone? The excuses are always there. The promises of a brighter future and bigger windows will be there. But ultimately, my friends, ask yourselves this. Are Liverpool any stronger in this transfer window than we were before it? The answer, without any hesitation, is absolutely no, we are not. We have weakened ourselves, have left 0 cover at centre-back, and are going into a season with an increased Champions League amount of games, a shortened summer where players have had long seasons with regards to Copa America, the Euros, have come back late and are probably going to pick up more injuries over the course of the campaign. But we're supposed to believe that everything will be okay. We're supposed to believe that this is all part of some master plan. I really would love to think that I'm wrong, but how can we? The proof of the pudding, as they say, is in the eating, and we ain't exactly eating good at the minute, are we? So whatever your views are on me, my viewpoints, again I'm going to ask the question, have we done anything in this window to improve the situation at the football club? The answer is of course no. And that is why it isn't good enough for me. That is why we deserve better owners. That is why I think these owners need to be called out for their miserly ways. They're cheap, they're hiding in Boston, and they don't care. That's my take on it. Appreciate your support as always. Looking forward to reading your comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be recording with David Lynch at about 4 o'clock. So that will come out as a video and of course as a podcast as well, if you'd rather listen to it on your favourite podcast platform. I'll be back tomorrow night with the late night agenda. Look forward to catching up with you all as always. There will be just 1 week to go then in this summer's transfer window. 1 week where as of yet Liverpool Football Club have done nothing other than weaken and bring in cash. Over to you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Much love. Bye bye.